What if a cinematic website was way easier to build than you think? So look at this. The smooth scrolling, the way the text comes in, the 3D moving in the background, and all those little details that makes it feel expensive. Most people see something like this and think, there's no way I could build something like that. It will probably take months of work, a whole team, and a tons of code. But here's the secret. It's not. You can get this exact feeling from just one detailed prompt, and that's it. And the reason most people can is simple. They don't know the right word to ask for. They type something like, build me a landing page with some scrolling animation, and they will get something flat, generic, and nothing like this. And the difference is not talent or some expensive tool. It's just knowing what to ask for, the right ingredients, the right terms. And once you know them, this stops feeling impossible and starts feeling easy. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how. First, we'll break down the main ingredients, the things that actually make a website feel cinematic. Then we'll look at the wrong way to prompt versus the right way. A basic prompt next to a detailed one, so you can see the difference with your own eyes. I'll walk you through 4 detailed prompts, all built the same way. The concept, the tag, the structure, the details, and the output. And then we'll compare the result. The same prompt runs through 2 different tools, Aura and Claude Code, for example, side by side. And by the end, you'll be able to do this yourself. So let's get into it. So for this demo, I built 4 cinematic landing pages, same prompt structure every time, same technical backbone underneath, but I gave each one a totally different theme, so you can see this works for any style. The first one's about space, a cosmos theme, with a field of stars, glowing color in the background, and real depth as you scroll. The second is a fragrance brand, moody with soft smoke, drifting in a heavy film grain, expensive and slow. The third is a coffee roaster, warmer, more inviting with a nice editorial feel. And the fourth is an architecture studio, clean, minimal, where the type and the space do all the talking. So 4 different moods, same recipe underneath. And before we get into that actual prompt, let's look at that recipe, because every one of these pages is built from the same handfuls of ingredients. I just mix them a little bit different each time to match the mood. So let's go through them. First one, Lenis. You've actually felt this before, even if you never notice it. On a normal website, when you scroll, it kind of jumps. It's a little bit stiff, but on the really nice one, it glides. Like the page has some weight to it, like it's gliding on ice. That smooth, heavy feeling, so that's Linus. That's all it does. It doesn't animate anything, it just makes scrolling feel smooth and premium. And honestly, it's the first thing your brain notices. This site feels high-end before you even read a word. Next, GSAP. If Lenis is the feel of the scroll, GSAP is the movement. Think of it like a director. It decides what moves on the page and exactly when. Things fade in, slide in, a section locks in place while stuff happens over it. And the cool part is tied to your scrolling. So as you scroll down, you're kind of directing the show. You scroll and things happen right on cue. That was turned a plain page into something that feels alive. And the last big one, Three.js. This is the showstopper. It's real 3D running right in your browser. You know those websites with a floating object you can spin or a field of particle drifting in space? That's Three.js. It's basically video game graphic, but on a website. It's the heaviest piece, so don't use it everywhere. You use it for one big moment, one thing that makes people stop and go, whoa. So that's the recipe. Linux for the feel, JSAP for the movement, and Three.js for the 3D. Mix those three together, and that's where the magic comes from. Now, I'm not going to go super deep into a bunch of this in this video, but I'll drop the 3 websites in the description so you can check out the documentation yourself or just visit their showcase reels, which are packed with really nice inspiration. Honestly, worth it just to scroll through. But here's the main thing. Not that you know these terms even exist, Lenis, GSAP, and Three.js, you can actually use them now. You can drop them right into your prompt from now on and start building stuff that looks amazing. And that's exactly what we're going to do next. Okay, so here are the 4 prompts. But a quick heads up before we dig in. When I recorded this, I was using Anthropic newest model called Fable 5 inside both Aura and Claude Code. But funny timing, just a few days after it launched, Anthropic had to switch it off. Not for a bug, not by choice. The US government stepped in with a national security order, and Anthropic had to pull their newest models for everyone. Every other cloud model stayed up, just the brand new one got paused. So here's the thing, and it's actually good news for you. You don't need Fable 5 to do any of this. This prompt works with pretty much any decent models. The model isn't the secret, the prompt is. The only difference is, as model gets smarter, some of the trickier effects come out a little bit cleaner. The 3D, the shaders, that kind of thing. But the result you're about to see, any solid model can get you there. Let's look at the first one, the Cosmos theme, a journey through space. And notice how it's built. Every one of these prompts follows the same 5 parts. Once you see the pattern, you can write your own for anything. First, the concept. This is just what you're making and the feeling you want. The subject, the mood, the colors. Here is a deep space journey, dark, weightless, drifting through stars. Second, the tech stack. This is where you name those ingredients we just learned. Lenis for the smooth scroll, GSAP for the movement, Three.js for the 3D. You literally telling which tool to use. Third, the structure. This is what's on the page, top to bottom. The intro, the hero, the section, the footer. You're handing it a blueprint instead of making it guess. Fourth, the global details. The little touches that go everywhere, the film grain, the custom cursor, smooth easing, make it work on mobile, the finishing seasoning. And fifth, the output, how you want it delivered. Build it clean, comment the code. This is what makes it usable instead of a mess. That's the whole formula. Concept, tech, structure, details, output. Same 5 parts every time. The second one's a fragrance brand, a made up luxury perfume. This one's all about mood, dark, slow, and a heavy grain over everything. The kind of site that just feels expensive. Third is a coffee roaster, warmer, friendlier, less luxury void, more beautiful magazine. This one got a cozy editorial feel and a row of products you scroll through sideways. And the fourth is an architecture studio, the most stripped back of them all. Lots of empty space, big clean type, barely any color. Here, the restraint is the design. It feels confident because it's so quiet. So those are our 4 prompts, and I ran every single one through both tools, Aura and Claude Code. But before I show you what those detailed prompts gave us, I want to show you the other way, the way most people actually prompt. So here's what a lot of beginners would type. Make me a landing page for a space company called Vesper, something about exploring the universe and stars, make it look modern and cool with a dark theme, add some nice scrolling animation, and make it look professional. And honestly, that feels like a decent prompt. It's got a topic, a vibe, even asks for animation. This is exactly what most people write, not because they're lazy, but because they just don't know what else to ask for yet. So let's see what we get. And here it is. Super generic. We got some text that slowly fades in as you scroll, and that's pretty much it. No depth, no real motion, no feeling. It's fine, but it's flat. And that right there is the whole point of this video. Same idea in your head, widely different result. The only thing that changed is the words. All right, first example. Let's actually use one of these prompts. So I took our Cosmos prompt, the space one, and pasted straight into Aura, running the Fable 5 model. And I will let Aura think for a bit, and it will give me back a finished HTML file. Then I did the exact same thing inside Claude Code, same prompt, same Fable 5 model, just to see how the two compare. Quick note on Claude Code, because it works a bit differently. It also builds the page in HTML, but you don't just double click it to see it. You preview it through the terminal, and I know terminal might sound scary, but it's really not. So here's the deal. A page like this has parts a browser won't run straight off your hard drive for security reasons. So you run it on a little local server. Basically, you turn your own computer into the page host for a second. You point the terminal at the project folder, type one line like Python 3 serve.py and add the port number, for example, 8000, and just hit enter. Then you open your browser and go to localhost 8000. And there it is, running live. That's the whole trick. One command and you're looking at your page. Okay, let's actually look at what we got. Let me scroll through it. It opens with a loader, a counter ticking up from 0 to 100 with one little point of light in the dart. When it hits 100, that dot flares out and basically becomes the field of stars behind it. So that's a nice way in. Then the title Westbird doesn't just appear. The letters come in one by one, fading and sharpening into place, like a word forming out of the dark. Behind it, that's a real 3D star field, thousands of stars, actual depth, and behind that, a soft cloud of color, the nebula, slowly shifting from pink to blue. Now, here's the interesting part. We use the same prompt, the same model, but on two platforms. And honestly, I prefer the one Claude Code made. It just feels more premium to me, a little bit more polished, a little bit more finished. While Aura's version is great, way above average, but side by side, the Claude Code one just had that extra bit of polish. And let me show you what I mean. So why does one feel more premium than the other? It's not the model, obviously, because we use the same one, Fable 5, in both. It's the tool. Aura gives you one strong shot, it reads your prompt and builds the whole page in a single go. And it's really good at it, but it's a one and done. Claude Code works more like a craftsman. It doesn't just build it once. It builds it, looks at it, and it fixes the rough edges and keeps refining until it's right. So that extra back and forth is where the polish comes from. Same brain, the difference is Claude Code gets a workshop to keep tweaking in, and you can feel that in the final result. Okay, so that was the space one. Now watch how far the same recipe can bend. Example 2, the fragrance brand. Totally different world. This one's dark, slow, and luxurious. So let me scroll. It opens with a loader, but instead of a light expanding, the whole page black screen lifts up like a curtain rising to reveal the page. And the background is in star here. It's ink, slow curls of smoke drifting with little catches of gold light in the folds. So moody, atmospheric. Now let's warm things up. Example 3, a coffee roaster. Same engine underneath, but this time it's turned lighter and livelier. And finally, example 4, the opposite of everything we just saw. An architecture studio stripped all the way back. Let's step back and look at all four. Underneath, they're the same machine, same recipe, four completely different feelings. That's the whole point. Once you got all the ingredients, you're not stuck with one look. You can take it anywhere. So all four of these came from just one single detailed prompt each. So it's pretty wild when you think about it. But after building them, I wanted them to feel even more complete, more like a finished real website. So I went back into Claude Code and just asked, make this feel more complete, add some images, add more of the effects we already use. And here's the cool part. Because Claude Code already knew everything we built, all the technique, the whole style, it didn't need me to re-explain a thing. It just added 7 brand new sections in one go. And look what it came up with. There's a line of coordinates sticking across the screen that speeds up and slips around as you scroll, reacting to how fast you move. Then the big one, a deep field gallery, a whole wall of space images that pan sideways as you scroll down, each one wiping open as it slides in. Giant numbers that count up when you land on them, a full screen image that wipes open with its caption. The headings even lean a little with your scroll speed, that momentum feel. There's a little meter showing how far through the journey you are. And down here, a logs of entries that reveal line by line. So 7 new section, and I didn't even have to explain any of it twice. And that's the final polished version of my first landing page. And here are the other 3, all finished off the same way. I'll let these speak for themselves. So here's the thing I want you to take away. Building a premium landing page like this is not as complicated as it looks. The real secret is just knowing the right terms, the technical flow to ask for. Once you have that, the AI is finally on the same page as you, and from there, you're the director. You decide what goes in, what the mood is, what effects you want. That's where to get funds. You just start iterating back and forth with the AI, and it will build pretty much anything you can picture. That's the part nobody tells you. The hard part was never the building, it was knowing what to ask for. And now you do. So I really hope you found this useful and that you picked up something you can actually use. If you did, do me a quick favor and hit the thumbs up. And let me know down in the comment which of the 4 landing pages was your favorite. And if you want to try building these yourself, I will drop all the 4 detailed prompts in the description below so you can start from exactly where I did. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.